Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. About 66% of all XRP ledger automated market maker pools were created, guys, in the last 7 days by First Ledger. So this is a new company that just launched a new feature. Check this out, guys. Total XRP pooled, and you can see up here the spike that just occurred within the last few days. Total XRP pooled. This is the XRP pooled amount, and then the AMM pools. So it has almost shot up to about 3.6 thousand, where it was sitting in and around 1.2 for a while, just below 1,000 XRP, as it was steadily climbing from April of 2024 up until just recently. Guys, more utility for XRP ultimately will drive price. Check this out too. First Ledger broke XRP Ledger's all-time high for new issued tokens per day, dwarfing the peak of the 2021 token craze by magnitudes. So you can see that here from this metric. Back in December of 2021, we did see that peak right there. And now look, almost doubling the gains right there. There's the most current peak that we are seeing in October of 2024. So this First Ledger seems to be doing something right. I don't know. What do you guys think? Put it down in the comment section if you have an opinion on this. I think, ultimately, as we start to see more, liquidity move into the market, as we start to see the market move a little more too, let's not forget, guys, the market is still, stabilizing. Bitcoin is seeing higher lows and higher highs, as I mentioned in this morning's video. If you guys didn't catch the morning video, I will link it up here in the top right-hand corner. The overall picture for cryptocurrency, we're looking at Bitcoin right now, but generally what happens is Bitcoin makes its move, then altcoins tend to follow. General picture for Bitcoin right now is looking good. For more information on what I'm doing, what I'm trading, my $15,000 plus cryptocurrency portfolio, where you can see all the altcoins that I don't even talk about on this channel. Some of them have utility, some of them are meme coins. I'm going to admit I'm in this for pure profit, and I'm looking to maximize my portfolio by the end of this bull run. So you can follow me $5 a month. I think it's pretty good value for what you guys are getting. Patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. Ultimately, what we have to look at is that structured move for Bitcoin. Once we do see some meaningful movement up above $70,000, I think we're going to start to see the altcoins really rip in. I bring this up because there is a theory that, once we do see Bitcoin move and then altcoins move, right? As we did see back in 2021, when we did see a lot of volume for altcoins during the euphoria phase in 2021. Well, guys, at this point, we didn't have regulations in place. Now the landscape is looking very different. So when we do see that euphoric move, we're going to see liquidity in the markets. And there is a theory suggesting that we could, in fact, see real-world utility really kind of take off at that point. So now we're looking at other factors, okay? The global equity market, worth a staggering $109 trillion, stands as one of the largest untapped opportunities for tokenization. This coming from Smoke here on Twitter. With this new partnership with Aurum, the XRPL will be able to break into the space, offering the ability to tokenize global equity, bringing shares of companies onto the blockchain. So I guess I should mention this was from a couple of days ago. Let's just take a look at some of these stats. We believe that there are decades of growth ahead for tokenized assets, and I do agree with that completely. Let's start down here. $2 trillion worth of tokenized digital securities by the year 2030. Again, guys, that's only 5 years away. And that is the prediction by McKinsey and Company. $5 trillion of tokenized digital securities by 2030. That's what Citibank says. Tokenized e-liquid assets, 16 trillion says BCG. And $30 trillion of tokenized assets by the year 2034. That estimate coming from Standard Chartered. So, guys, this is a hugely untapped market. The XRP ledger is prime to perform a lot of these functions. Aurum, though, did launch a $1 billion tokenized fund for data center investments on the XRP ledger with Ripple partner Zonix. The vehicle will focus on data center investments across the US, the United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, India, and Europe, claiming to be the world's first combined equity and debt tokenization fund. Let's go down here. Private equity firm Aurum Equity Partners said Tuesday it is launching a $1 billion tokenized equity and debt fund on the XRP Ledger network, an enterprise-focused blockchain closely associated with Ripple. The fund focuses on investments in data centers, as I mentioned. What else does it say here? Basically, adding more probability, guys, that real-world asset tokenization is going to occur on the XRP ledger. Institutional investors are increasingly placing traditional financial products like bonds, credit, and equity on blockchain rails in pursuit of operational efficiency gains and speedier around-the-clock settlements. The RWA market could grow to trillions of dollars. So just going back to what this statistic did say down here, 139 trillion in the global commodities market, global bonds market 128, 109 trillion in global equity markets, though. Not to mention all the other types of markets that exist where we could, in fact, see tokenization on the XRP ledger. So, you couple that with the RLUSD, guys, with more stable coins in existence. You got to think of this, right? If there were only one stable coin, you wouldn't need too much to be interoperable, but considering there are going to be, so many more different types of stable coins continue to be minted from different companies. And so what is that going to necessitate? A global bridge asset to bridge them all. So you can see where I'm going with this. Cowboy Crypto here mentioning this, okay, after looking further into Aurum Equity Partners, who launched their $1 billion tokenized equity and debt fund on the XRP ledger, they have some interesting players on their technical team. Check this out. So they got somebody here that is the director of the technical infrastructure at Google. They've got somebody who's the vice president of high performance computing and AI at Hewlett Packard Enterprises. Also somebody who works at engineering at Nike for supply chain management. So all very interesting partnerships here, as noted by Cowboy Crypto. So wanted to thank him for that tweet. Of course, wanted to thank Smoke and Vet just for those first two tweets that I mentioned at the top of the video. So this just shows you guys how how big this market is and how global this market is going to be. Well, BRICS is concluding their summit. I think it is concluding today. And apparently lawmakers were discussing the use of Bitcoin in this context to evade U.S. sanctions. Check this out. Apparently, Russian officials are reportedly discussing how to use Bitcoin to conduct international trade outside the purview of the U.S. dollar system. So, this is making it sound like they're evading, they're doing something shady. But really, if it's just to circumvent the sanctions that are put upon them, I can understand why they would want to use an alternative currency, and whether it's Bitcoin or something similar, that's up to them. According to a Bloomberg report shared by Van Eck, head of digital assets, Matthew Siegel, top lawyers are pushing the idea that Russian mining firms could sell their Bitcoin to international buyers who would then use the coins to pay for imports and effectively bypass sanctions. Russia has already made several moves this year to sanction-proof its economy, including permitting the use of cryptocurrency for international trade and working on the launch of its own crypto exchanges and stablecoins. In a video from a couple of weeks ago, I did mention the Russian crypto mining firm BitRiver, and the partnership included using the partnership includes using BitRiver's data centers to increase Russia's share of artificial intelligence economy and the global computing power market, and to build data centers in BRICS countries. Here's a quote, guys: "Mining is not just the foundation of the digital economy. If Russia catches up with the United States in such a fundamental branch of the digital economy as mining, this means that our country cannot be ignored." So they are seeing Bitcoin as an opportunity for them. Of course, there are countries that are using Bitcoin as legal tender, like, for example, El Salvador. And there are also countries around the world that are mining Bitcoin as an investment. Like the other day, I talked about Bhutan as being one of those countries. So, they are finding a mix and match, I think. And the BRICS nations, very crafty. They're coming out with their own currency. But that's separate than using Bitcoin also. And, I think this new emerging framework, and because it's so fragmented, I think this is going to be so fragmented because nobody wants to use the US dollar except for the US. Well, maybe some countries do, but it doesn't behoove anybody to use the US dollar. Maybe in some cases it does. Again, I'm painting everybody with one brush, and I shouldn't really, but when we drill down, I think it's beneficial for each and every country to decide to use whatever currency they want. And if we want a level playing field, if these countries see, a level playing field is going to be important for us, well, they're going to use the currency that they see fit. And guys, this is just going to, like I say, drive more demand for those bridge type currencies that are going to need to bridge all these different types of currencies. And the more there are, the more use for a bridge there's going to need to be. Think of it this way, okay? This one from Versan. He seems to think the new reserve currency system is already in place, at least according to this gentleman here. For over a decade, Ripple has been laying the groundwork, with XRP positioned to replace the dollar's reserve status. Listen to this.
BRICS Pay, which has no definition so far, which is similar to the M-Pay system that is already being implemented. But the IMF and the Bank of International Settlements are involved in it. And BRICS wants to do BRICS Bridge based on the M Bridge. But it has to be completely outside of the framework of the Bank of International Settlements or the IMF. Otherwise, you'll be reproducing a Western hegemony system. Same thing with Reform of the new development bank in Shanghai. I'll try to be diplomatic, but it's hard. Most experts know that the NDB is ineffective now because the statutes of the bank are based on the US dollar. How can you build an international, an alternative geoeconomic system based on the currency that you want to bypass? So this brings us to the discussion, a discussion that we had in Moscow this past week. A group of experts, parallel to BRICS, they were discussing the concept of a new reserve currency. But this has to start from scratch. That you have a set of experts that, and then this has to go to BRICS experts, and then has to go to the leaders. So, okay, how we're going to implement a new reserve currency from scratch. So that gives an idea to our audience of the complexity of what's being discussed for months, in fact.
And even if these countries decide to replace the dollar, they could still be settling in stablecoin, US dollar represented stablecoin. So there's an option there for people who do, or for countries rather, who do want to still use the US dollar. However, BRICS, for example, a BRICS nation like, let's say Russia, they could say, okay, we want to do trade with Germany, just as an example, and we want to use our BRICS currency, but Germany, they're saying no, they want to use the US dollar. Well, of course, they can, trade the product. They can, send, I don't know, whatever, $50 billion over in the BRICS currency. It can be transferred through XRP and then can settle in a US stablecoin or the US dollar, I guess. At that point, XRP can bridge anything. So guys, that's just one example of how, this fragmented world, I mean, it's more beneficial for the XRPL and for XRP holders to have more fragmentation. And guys, I think this is the path we are starting to see here. They don't want to streamline things. Everybody wants their own thing. So making it so that it is more fragmented. But, since we have the technology now to transfer that value, it's going to make transferring value a lot easier. So wanted to thank Versan for posting that. Brad Garlinghouse did recently come out at DC FinTech Week discussing the fact that there is a potential reset on the horizon. Subjective Views bringing us this clip. Listen to this.
Your co-founder, Chris Larson, has given a lot of money to the Harris campaign. You had just told us a little bit ago that you are fiercely independent. And so when you think about the differences in the candidates and how they might approach crypto, what do you really know, particularly because the Harris campaign has been far more vague?
Well, I think there's one thing I feel very confident about, and that is the Biden administration's approach to regulation of the crypto industry. That is coming to an end for sure. And I think no matter where this plays out at the presidential level, we'll have a more constructive engagement with this industry. It's a critical industry. It's an innovative technology. And I think the United States should be at the forefront and leading, as we did with the Internet of Information. I think we'll get there. As I said yesterday at the Philadelphia Federal Reserve, I think Gary Gensler's reign of terror on the crypto industry is going to come to an end very soon.
Brad, in your view, does it matter if Kamala Harris is president come January 20th or Donald Trump is president come January 20th? What's better for you? What's better for Ripple?
Well, I've taken a very neutral point of view. For the crypto industry, I think it's clear that the Republicans at a macro level have been more proactive in saying this is an industry that needs clear regulation. You have seen a Republican-led bill in the House pass with 71 or 72 Democrats crossing the aisle to support that in a very bipartisan way. So I think we have seen a more Republican-centric but I also think you've seen indications that the Harris campaign wants to reset some of the very flawed approaches that the Biden administration has had with the crypto industry and other parts of technology. So what I'm optimistic about is we're going to see a change. We're going to see a reset. And I think we need that at the federal level. The United States, there's no question, the United States is behind other leading countries like the UK, like Switzerland, like Singapore, like Japan, that are way ahead in providing constructive and clear regulation and rules of the road for this industry.
Brad Garlinghouse making no bones about it. I mean, the Republicans would be better, at least, historically, he has said that, the Republican stance on cryptocurrency is well, it has been and is currently better than the Democrat stance. However, what he's saying is a reset could be on the horizon, and that if the Democrats do come in power, there could be a change. I want to switch gears a little bit, guys, because I also happen to see this, Monica Long posting this, okay, hot off the heels of Swell, I'm excited to share another exciting milestone with new customer, Garanti BBVA. Ripple Custody is continuing to grow and scale, proving its power as the go-to digital custody asset solution for banks around the world. So even Alex Cobb said, I've never, ever in my 7 years of Diamond Hands holding XRP seen Ripple say new customer alert. They are tweeting like a meme coin project that just secured a partnership. So it is kind of unusual that they did present it this way. Nevertheless, Garanti BBVA collaborates with Ripple and IBM to enhance the performance of securities in its growing digital platform. So this has to do with custody. Garanti BBVA Crypto aims to provide high performance security and customer trust standards of digital assets by establishing strategic collaborations with Ripple through the service received by its subsidiary and IBM. Now, note something here. IBM, a very interesting collaboration. May I remind you guys, IBM is a very connected partner with the Stellar Network, so much so that back a few years ago, they did build WorldWire on the Stellar Network. So that is, something that we should consider here on Monday. IBM did announce the launch of WorldWire, a real-time global payment system built on the Stellar Network. And guys, now we are seeing IBM securing this partnership with BBVA and Ripple for custody. The combined solution from Ripple Custody and IBM enables the bank to securely build, deploy, and manage institutional-grade key management infrastructure with end-to-end security to protect private keys, applications, and data. The advanced security capabilities embedded within this solution include data encryption, isolation of customer environments, embedded hardware security modules with the highest security certification, and a versatile governance framework that removes single points of compromise and helps mitigate the risks associated with malicious actors. So interesting. A very, very interesting new partnership here, combining a Ripple partner with a Stellar partner. And, this isn't even the first time we've seen this. What these companies are realizing, though, is that this is just going to get larger and larger. Digital assets are increasing day by day, and they need to be managed on a highly secure platform that complies with regulations. And IBM's infrastructure capabilities will provide Garanti BBVA Crypto with the high level of security standards in a suitable environment, leveraging IBM's expertise in the digital asset custody domain. Guys, Ripple, Stellar, two major companies here working together one more time. They are both considered stablecoins by the World Bank. Not only that, they are both partners of the World Economic Forum. And Brad Garlinghouse saying, a reset under the Kamala Harris regime could be issued. Will they usher in this great reset that could change the face of crypto adoption and that could heavily influence XRP and XLM utility down the road? Here's another clip of Brad Garlinghouse discussing this reset. Listen to this, courtesy of King Valex here on Twitter.
No matter what happens in this next election, we will have a reset. We can debate the magnitude of that reset, and there's lots of disagreement about that. Obviously, Trump came out early and very aggressively in a pro-crypto and said he's the crypto president. Kamala and Team Harris have been more nuanced. This week, I think it was this week, they had some of the most constructive things they have said publicly. But look, I do think, Kamala Harris is from Silicon Valley. I think she has generally been pro-technology over the years. She has been relatively quiet on the topic. But I think no matter what happens, we're going to see a reset. We're going to see forward progress. And I certainly am looking forward to that.
Yeah, so you are wearing a purple tie, so you're not here to make any endorsements?
I did endorse John Deaton yesterday. I'd already given money to him. But look, Elizabeth Warren, I think, has been the most destructive towards this. I mean, she has a webpage on her campaign that says, I'm building an anti-crypto army. It's like, okay, I'm against a technology. I've made the joke before, like, why would somebody be against a technology? It's like saying, I'm against email, but you're for email. It doesn't make sense. Like, you could say I'm against how crypto is being used, or I'm against something, but like, to be against a technology, like
It's because Elizabeth Warren's a dumbass, Brad. I think we know this by now. But notice when she was saying, Brad, you're wearing a purple tie, not tying him to any political party, but perhaps tying him to the one currency that he truly believes will change this financial sector. And again, I gotta say, the confidence here that there was going to be a reset, if you re-listen to that clip, I'm not gonna play it again, but I will link it in the description of the video for you. If you re-listen to it, the confidence there, summing up what I was saying in this morning's video, I do suggest you watch that too. The confidence that Chris Larson has, that Brad Garlinghouse has, that Kamala Harris is going to change the landscape. Is there a connection, guys? I don't know. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. And for more information on what I'm trading, what my plan is this bull run, you can follow me at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. It is a paid subscription, but it is only $5 a month. Very affordable, I think, for what you guys are getting. This bull run is going to look different. I think, again, just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.